Hi guys, welcome to Fork and Allotment. This is going to be my beginner's guide to allotment gardening. So when a lot of people think about allotments, they probably think about old men in sheds drinking tea or something stronger and occasionally pottering around on their plots. But there's a lot more to it than that. There's a lot of younger people now that are taking on allotment plots to be able to provide veg and everything for their own families. So it's not just about older people now. Yes, some plots may be taken up by these older people, but there will also be plots that are taken up by younger people. Your first challenge is going to be getting an allotment. You may be lucky enough, depending on where you live, to walk straight into an allotment site, ask if there's any plots and get given a plot bang on that day. If you're in a town, a large town, especially say in London, you may be on a 20+ year waiting list to get a plot. I'm going to assume for this video series that you've already got your plot and you are here to get some advice and information on allotment gardening basically. So the first thing you're going to think of is that your plot is probably going to be like this. It's probably going to be overgrown with all different kinds of weeds, nettles, docks. There's quite a lot of comfrey in here as well, which is good if you need fertiliser, but it's a nightmare to get rid of if you don't want it where it is. But with a bit of hard work you can actually turn it into this. Now, as many of you know, this is our plot, and if you've watched my videos before you'll know a lot about what this plot was like and what it's like now, and if you've seen my posts on social media as well. So what I'm going to talk about today a little bit is just like your starting point. First thing, once you get your plot, I would say the best thing to do is to measure your plot out, length and width, and draw up a plan where you're going to put everything. Now this may not, your plan may not stay the same, your plan will probably change and evolve with you, but that's the main thing about allotments. We've changed this plot. Our shed was over here, yeah, over there at the top of where these bottles are now, which is where the onions and that are planted, but now the shed is over here. So you can see that a lot has changed obviously throughout the time that we've had this plot, which is just over 2 years. Now you may be lucky and fall on a plot that's not like the one next door, but you may also fall on a plot which is, and probably more likely to fall on a plot which is like the one next door, which is what we got when we first took on our plot. So your first thing would be to plan. Make a plan of what you're going to do, where you're going to put everything. Your second thing would be just go around your plot and just tidy up. Make sure there's like, check out for any glass, any old fencing, any old wood or anything that's laying around the plot. Just give it a tidy up and get all that stuff out of the way. Then you probably want to come in with a strimmer, a pair of shears, a lopper, whatever you need to do the job. Come in and just slowly start strimming it, but I would advise to maybe have a walk of your plot, make as much noise as you can so you can get rid of any creatures that may be living in the area, such as grass snakes, rabbits, maybe even pheasants if your plot's overgrown enough, and such like hedgehogs and anything else that might be living there. Make enough noise and they will move away. Then you can move along slowly with your strimmer, strim it off, get it down to ground level. But I would say keep an eye out for any of the previous plot owners' perennial plants like strawberry runners or raspberry canes or any fruit trees, fruit bushes. Dig them up, put them into a pot of compost and just keep them to the side until you're ready to replant them where you want them. Second thing is probably going to be, yes. you're probably going to be doing a lot of digging. Unless you go down the no dig route, then you would just cover the whole thing in cardboard, black plastic, or, and I think this is probably a little bit controversial, but maybe even carpet. I know some sites don't allow carpet, so check with your site before you use it. And also it's obviously not very biodegradable, so yeah, we have used carpet here to cover over areas that we're actually using for paths and stuff like that. But we're not planning on moving anytime soon, so we'll be here for the foreseeable future. But yeah, digging. So you're going to have to make a decision whether you're going to double dig. If the plot has been left empty for a long time, you probably do want a double dig. There is a video on my channel about single digging and double digging. I will do another one, just giving a bit more information about double digging, single digging and no dig. If you're going to go no dig, you'll probably want some cardboard, cover over the area, get some compost on top of the cardboard, and then you can basically go on and plant straight into that basically. So if you want to get started quickly, no dig is probably your best bet really. Once you trim the whole plot back, and then a good idea also would be to lay out where your beds and paths are going to be, so that you know where everything's going to go. After that, you then probably want to start thinking about where you're going to put your structures. So if you're allowed structures, I know some sites don't allow structures of any kind. We have the polytunnel greenhouse, the shed and the chicken enclosure. We are allowed whatever structures we want, as long as we are using 75% of the plot for growing vegetables, or we are at least growing vegetables. So obviously again, check with your check on your tenancy, or check with your committee on your site whether you are allowed structures. Hopefully you're allowed at least a shed and possibly a greenhouse or polytunnel. But yeah, that would be a starting point. Then I suppose the next thing you want to do then is you want to know what you can plant and when you can plant it. That will be in the next video. I won't be doing that in this video. This is more just about an introduction to what we can do on allotment sites. As I say, set out your paths, set out your beds, once you've got it all trimmed back. If you're going to go no dig, bonus, you can get on it straight away as long as you've got the cardboard and the compost to do so. If you want to go traditional, then you're going to have to dig it over, you're going to have to get rid of all the weeds, pick out all the weeds, pick out all the stones. Yes, it's a lot of hard work and it's boring, but it's not. It's gonna help you out later on with the amount of stuff that you can grow and the quality of the stuff that you can grow. There's no worse than growing a carrot in the ground, which is full of stones, and so it's going to end up being a bent carrot. If you want nice straight carrots, you're going to have stone-free, fine soil. So, as I say, the next video I'm going to cover what we can plant and when, and I might do separate videos on each season basically. I'll do a video on what tools you need, how to use them tools, and I'll do another video on digging, single digging, double digging, no dig, and so on. Different methods of digging and growing basically. So I think that's everything from me for now. Just your basic quick introduction to allotment gardening, and hopefully you guys will stay around and come back and watch the rest of my videos in this series. Each of them will have the thumbnail introduction to beginner's guide to allotment gardening, and I hope that people do learn something from this and that they are happy and stay healthy and you can grow your own fruit and vegetables. Other than that, please remember to like, comment and subscribe, and if you're on YouTube, please do follow me if you're on Instagram or Twitter, and as I say, I think that's about it for now. Other than setting up your compost bins would be a good idea as well. Yeah, think about setting up compost bins, whether it be your garlic type bins, or whether it be your pallet bins, which we've got over here. Obviously that is basically just the fence, 2 pallets to make up, and then put something on the front that you can remove, which is easier for removing the compost once you're done. But other than that, yeah, I think that's everything that I can say for today. I don't want to put too much into this video and make it too complicated, so yeah, without further ado, thank you for joining me. Please do remember, like, comment, subscribe, follow whichever platform you're watching me on, and please do remember to watch me next time when I am on this beginner's guide to allotment gardening. Thank you.